I've been having all kinds of technical difficulties trying to get this set up to stream a little, not even stream, just record a little something about the importance of taking a mental health break. And it's very important. Before, you had to pretend to be sick. Oh, I'm not feeling good. Oh, I got the flu. I won't be able to make it in. Because you needed that mental health break. You just had enough. You were tired. You were exhausted. You were overwhelmed. Got a lot going on in your personal life. Maybe you had too much to drink before over the weekend. Didn't get enough time to sober up. Regardless, needed that health break to get rebalanced before you jumped right back into the daily grind that we call life. And so with everything that's taking place in the middle now nearly of 2022, and you could take a handful of darts and throw them at the board of reality, and one of those darts is going to hit the bullseye of bullshit. And that bullshit is everywhere. And the bullshit isn't being allowed for people to sort through and digest and figure out what's really going on. So if you needed motivating reason to take some time off to wrap your head around reality at this point in time, take your pick. Whether it's UFOs, aliens, vaccine documents, Ghislaine Maxwell's trial, fucking this Amber Heard bullshit, Disney's bullshit. Just pick something. And be like, you know what? This really affects me. I'm not sure why it's affecting me, but I need to take some time off to look into it more to figure out what the hell is going on. And if we all did that right now, which we all should do it because you deserve it and I deserve it and all, everybody around you deserves it. If we took that time and said, I'm going to fucking use my vacation days because it looks like the end of the world is fucking coming. It is here. It has arrived, and it's not the end. It's the end of this reality as we know it, and the creating of a new, even more controlling digital Orwellian reality if we allow it. And they want it, Oh, money's not worth what it was before, and it's not safe or secure, but cryptocurrency and blockchain is. Blockchain. Just think about that. Does that sound comfortable? Or does that sound prison-like? Regardless, I digress. There's a lot taking place on a local, on a state, on a national, on an international level of humanity at this point in time. And it's a constant state of fear and unknowing. And if people are afraid, they're easily manipulated. And if they don't know, they're willing to do whatever a trusted source tells them to do because they don't know any better. And the best way to come into knowing and understanding is to take some mental health time. I saw a video recently. I forget who was in the video, but he had mentioned that the American propaganda machine. Why is it so effective? Why is it so easy to manipulate the masses in the United States when we're supposed to be the smartest, most advanced, most athletic, all these things? See, propaganda. The reason the propaganda machine works in America and in other countries, but I'm talking about here right now, is because we work so hard and we're run so thin that by the time we get to sit down, relax, eat dinner, and turn on some entertainment, we're so exhausted that we don't evaluate or think or consider any of this third-party information that's being given to us. Regardless of your flavor of choice, it's all coming from primarily one source. And then they just kind of put the seasoning in and the bullshit to make you digest it, right? And it's effective because we work hard, we play hard, we party hard, and by the time we get around to finally waking up to all that, we're like, what the hell is going on? What's really taking place? And you're better to be proactive instead of reactive. And the last 2 years are a great example of people who reacted to what's taking place and people who stopped to think and question everything that was taking place and became proactive. There's time for that still, but the time is running short, really short. Like, they're not even holding it back anymore. UFOs, abducting people, and then impregnating people, and then taking the children from the impregnated human beings. Oh, well, America decides whether or not we should still kill babies. We're in a mental place, and that's just one subject, right? Let's talk about the political aspect of it. 80 million people put the current guy into office, but over half of his Twitter followers are bots. And then a documentary comes out talking about how the election was changed in the middle of the night, utilizing people not from the United States. There's just so much, right? And that's not even talking about the dude's kid and his laptop scandal and how the trusted authorities, the FBI, they were on top of Biden's laptop, and they're on top of the Russian disinformation nonsense that's coming out now, where Michael Sussman and his whole trial and how that implicates Hillary Clinton finally in a trial, not just a Senate hearing or a congressional hearing. Oh, yeah, where they get up and ask her a bunch of questions and nothing ever happens. This is actually in a court of law. So there's so many different things transpiring all at once, and if you don't have a mental grasp of who the puppet masters are and the puppet masters' agenda and why, just why do they do this to humanity? Age after age after age after age. What's the end goal? Why are they trying to do this? And there's an answer to it. I'm not going to give you that answer. But what I really want you to kind of consider is should I take some time off before the world ends? Because if I don't use my vacation and sick days now, well, I'll never get to them. So I'd recommend using them now before the official end of reality happens and we're ushered into a new age of what they want. And I'm not going to describe it to you because it doesn't even deserve the description. Take the time to read the books that the puppet masters are writing. They're on Amazon. They're not hiding it. Look at the interviews of the leaders and what they think is best for humanity, because we're too dumb to think for ourselves. And as a collective, we can't be so dumb anymore, especially when we all have these smartphones and the majority of the information on here is being controlled. It's getting harder and harder to get to the truth. It's time to take that mental health break, disconnect from the reality that they want to push on to us, and connect with yourself, reconnect your head with your heart, and think about the reality that you would ultimately want for you and your friends and your family and your children, or your mother and your father. What would you ultimately want for them? And it's not about the material aspects of it. Do you want them to be happy? Do you want them to be content? Do you want them to be peaceful? There's so many other aspects of creation that help form a foundation. And if we don't have ourselves mentally sound, we don't understand what's happening, we're not sure what's taking place, we're not taking the time to prioritize the information that we're being given, we're only just digesting it and taking it as is and trying to participate to be a good member of society, that all has to change. And it all changes when you take time for yourself. So I thought, you know what? There's so many other things that people are talking about that want to perpetuate the chaos and perpetuate the crazy and not encourage people to say, you know what? I'm not going to go to work today or tomorrow or maybe the next week or the next month. I'm done paying my bills. I'm like, we all have to come together on this because all of us play a part in the role. Even the people who send us our bills that go home to their families or whatever they have, like we do. And we're turning it into a system where there is no people, there is no souls, there is no morals. There is, hey man, I'm having a tough time getting my money together. Can you give me a little more time to pay my bills? A human who's humane, sure, yeah, not a problem. I'll help you out. But an AI robotic system that doesn't care, that's giving it an advantage to controlling us through means of which we don't need the control. So, take that time, take that mental health break, look at all the stuff. Just look at it. And don't look at what they want you to look at. Look at the things that they don't want you to see and wonder why. And wrap your head around it, because if not, it's going to catch you off guard. And you don't want to be caught off guard again. Right? This is one giant rerun. The only thing that's changed is our outfits. That's about it. And our hairstyles. And even then, that's upside down, inside out, backwards as is too. I digress. That's for a whole nother subject. Best of luck. Take that mental health break. And I'll talk to you later.